The Department of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg hasn't said much after the Ohio chemical spill wherein multiple train cars were derailed early in February. But he just revealed who we should all be blaming for all this. Is it his fault? No. Is it the Biden administration's fault? Oh, heck no. Norfolk Southern? Not even close. He says that we should be blaming former President Donald Trump. You're probably wondering, where's the connection? Guys, I wish I was making this stuff up, but I'm not. Now, in some good news, some markets and industries are showing signs of better job growth, and in some bad news, it's because we're going to see more rolling recessions in 2023, that and more layoffs. Now, one set of layoffs was so bad that they canceled contracts before their expiration date. Any guesses as to which company this is? Also, Americans continue to drown in debt, and there seems to be no relief in sight. More Americans are turning to social media for news. Bug eating may soon be a trend that we have to follow. And wouldn't you know, the United States just ended its search for objects that we're shooting down. We have an information-packed video for you guys, so definitely watch till the end. But before I continue, please take a second, smash the like button for the video. And if you're in need of your daily dose of the truth when it comes to the US economy, Social Security, the housing market, the stock market, and everything that's going on in Washington, D.C. that affects our lives, our families, and our bank accounts, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you own a home, make sure your home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote. There's a link in the description down below of this video.
While this horrible situation has gotten a particularly high amount of attention, there are roughly 1,000 cases a year of a train derailing. Obviously, they have levels of severity. Now, this train was subject to certain enhanced requirements because of the hazardous materials on board. But obviously, none of that prevented what happened in East Palestine. That's one of the reasons we're going to be paying very close attention to the findings that NTSB comes back with.
Come on, guys. There's at least 1,000 derailments a year. What's one more, right? Why are you overreacting? Who cares about people having to leave their homes because of fear? Who cares about the health of many others that are forced to stay as they have nowhere else to go? Can you believe this guy? It feels as if he's treating this like any other normal train. And you know what's even better? He says that this problem stems from the previous administration. Check out this tweet. Quote, "We're constrained by law on some areas of rail regulation, like the braking rule withdrawn by the Trump administration in 2018 because of a law passed by Congress in 2015, but we are using the powers we do have to keep people safe," end quote. You mean to tell me that since February 3rd, 2021, when he was sworn in as the Secretary of Transportation, fast forward to February 3rd, 2023, and one of the worst chemical leaks in our country's history, and it didn't once occur to him to raise this issue within those 2 years? I kid you not. The timing on it is perfect, and it's actually 2 years since he took office, almost to the day. Now, I don't mean to kick a man while he's down, but just to make things clear, his Twitter account has this as a description. Quote, "19th Secretary of Transportation, working to ensure safety and make transportation more equitable while fighting climate change and creating jobs," end quote. All right, moving on. The United States has now ended their search for 2 objects that they've shot down out of the skies over Alaska and Lake Huron. Now, according to reports from the United States military, federal agencies, and Canadian partners, search operations for the 2 objects have, quote, "discovered no debris." Does that sound fishy to you at all? They did say that weather was affecting their search more than they would want, but to completely suspend the search? I don't know about that, guys. What do you guys think? Is this another cover-up? Did they really find something and they're just not telling us? Now, there is something that needs to be stopped, and that is the continued pileup of debt in our country. It's now come out that 50 out of the 75 largest cities in our country are currently drowning in debt. Look at this. Now, just to give you guys a little bit better idea, the amount that you're seeing would be the amount that would be added to each taxpayer's debt if they divided their 2021 budget, or the debt that these cities have taken in the name of their residents. Look at New York with $56,900, Chicago with $41,900 per taxpayer, Honolulu $26,100, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, the Truth in Accounting, which is an organization that compels governments to produce financial reports, is saying that high municipal debt is endangering the city workers' pensions and similar benefits. Do you guys think that this is a wise move? And is this the next catastrophe that is just waiting to happen? Or are they endangering the future of their own citizens? Now, on the topic of endangering workers, Apple is being called out for allegedly firing contractors before their contracts are up. Now, a source has said, quote, "Instead of waiting for contracts that are typically renewed every 12 to 15 months to expire, Apple is firing contractors outright," sources said. One contractor claimed to have been blindsided, saying Apple management had assured him that all jobs were safe. Only a few weeks earlier, some had been gloating that Apple hadn't overhired like other tech companies, end quote. Now, while contractors aren't really assured permanent positions, this is yet another sign that layoffs will continue to make waves throughout the labor market and that no one is really safe right now. Although some opportunities may be opening up, albeit with the exchange of rolling recessions. So these markets include information and media, real estate, tech, professional services, retail and financial services. It's all worth noting that industries with food or entertainment continue to fill spots and are hiring lots of people. Do you think that holding a lot of jobs would be best right now, especially as we're still expecting more layoffs? I mean, we're fresh into 2023 and more than 100,000 workers have already been let go. And since we talked about information and media a while ago, new data suggests that more Americans are turning to social media for news. According to the poll by Morning Consult, 37% of Americans rely on social media for the truth, while 26% still continue to look at network news for their updates. But here's a question. Do you trust mainstream media news outlets as much as you did before? I know my grandparents used to always watch that stuff, but me, nah, I'm straight. Now, speaking of trust, do you trust the edible insect industry? It has me just a little bit on edge, as I found that there's a French biotech firm called Insect that's ramping up production on insects for human consumption.
We have two main challenges within the food industry. The first one is to produce food at levels that are unprecedented. And the second one, we are reaching global limits and we need to keep our activities within those boundaries.
At Insect, we are farming insects and processing them into premium ingredients to feed animals, plants and humans.
Mealworm is a pretty efficient insect in terms of protein production and also vertical farming. The type of ingredients, protein, oil, fertilizer that we can produce out of this mealworm is really top-notch quality. So not only do we have an efficient way to produce food, but we have an efficient way to produce good food.
In fact, they've already signed a deal with U.S. flour milling company Ardent Mills to build a factory right here in our country, right next to one of their U.S. Midwest sites. I kid you not, folks. Ever since 2021, the company has been selling powders for baked goods, sports nutrition products, meat alternatives, and even pasta. Edible insects are considered by the World Economic Forum as zero-emission foods. Does that mean that you won't fart? I'm being childish. And this is a huge reason as to why they want to continue to push this on us. So my question is, are you guys ready for this insect food revolution? Now, if you wanted a change, I would suggest listening closely to what I have to say. There is no question that we're all feeling the financial pressures of inflation, with more of us using credit cards and inching toward bankruptcy each and every single day. But that should not be the case because there are tons of money-making opportunities that are out there. Now, if you want to learn more about budgeting, about small businesses and side hustles that could generate multiple streams of income, or how your finances could be improved through wise investments in the stock market or even in real estate, then feel free to join us over in the Patreon community. You'll find a link in the description of this video down below. The road to financial freedom is not easy, but it's also not impossible. Now, before I go, guys, please drop a thumbs up for the video. Also subscribe for your daily dose of the truth. Appreciate you guys watching. You guys are all awesome. Please be kind to one another, and I'll see you on the next video.